What up, everybody? Welcome to this week's PTP. I told you guys you were going to meet some people. I got my god brother, Quinton Davis, who is the CEO, owner of Tacoma Records and Q Music Studios, and this is where we are right now, Q Music Studios. And so I came out here actually to do a CD release concert. For those of you guys who know, we've been mixing Joseph Lawyer the Third in New Sound Ministries. We were mixing his project. Unfortunately, I was unable to get him in an exclusive interview. We're gonna have to do that some other time. But I got my brother here with me. We was gonna do this anyway, and so he represents the side of our team that is responsible for a lot of the administration. He's responsible for a lot of the publicity, the marketing. He's the guy flying to LA doing all the deals and all of that stuff. So DonyeaMusic and Q Music Studios and all of that, we're really all one team. I'm just my branch, he's his branch, and we all work together. So he's responsible for making sure everything is cohesive. And so I wanted to give our elite viewers and our pro viewers some inside scoop on his side of the production. Now, he does all the pop, all the R&B, all the hip hop, all of the urban and commercial stuff that I don't always do. I do the film scoring and all that kind of stuff. Every now and then, the best is when we both collaborate on the same thing. Could you break down some of the gear, like some of the gear you're using? Because our viewers are going to notice that this studio looks quite different than mine. So, what does your setup look like in here?
So I run everything through the Behringer X32. I deal mostly with vocalists, guitarists, that kind of thing. So I mostly use it for monitoring and stuff. I run everything through the Avalon, whether it's guitarist, bass, vocalist. I run everything through the Avalon before it hits anything on my computer. Tracking drums. I use the Machine Sounds. Yeah. The Machine Sounds, I do most of my tracking here on the MPK-88, the weighted keys and the drum pads as well. I feel like they're a little...
So you prefer those pads over the machine
I do.
Pads? Okay.
I do. They have a little bit more give and the tips of my fingers aren't bleeding after.
Okay.
Now,
cool.
mind you, this is an older machine as well. I don't know if they made any upgrades to the...
Yeah, the MK2. So this is the MK1. This is the flagship machine. I went and grabbed it when it first came out like a dummy, instead of waiting for the upgrades years ago. So I had the MK1. Once you've operated one machine, you've operated them all. Most of it you can get around the same exact way, especially when you're considering Studio One 4 now, which instantly shakes hands with Machine and MPC and different drum controllers. You open up the Impact in Studio One and you're right there. You know, you don't have to assign anything and open up any editors to assign the notes. Now, what's this 3-screen hookup? What is your personal reason for that?
Just to have more space when I'm mixing with multiple tracks. Usually my middle screen, I'll have my edit window. The left, I'll have my mixer, and then on my right is so I monitor the either MIDI or audio that's going into the system. So.
Okay, cool. And so you run your vocals, like you said, through the Avalon. Now, you have a treated room here, or do you?
We're in the process of treating the room, but what I do have to make up for the fact that the room is not all the way treated is this thing called the Kyotica eyeball, and basically what this does is it puts the mic in its own booth, so it doesn't really matter too much of your complete, your environment, your mixing room.
Mixing room setup.
The vocal booth, it doesn't matter too much, but yeah, Kyotica eyeball. I take it when I travel to LA. We record it in hotel rooms and still able to get tight vocals just from using this.
Okay, sweet. That's good stuff. So, what is your approach to like when you're mixing things down? For those of you who elite members, y'all know I shared with you all some of the processes that I go through from start to finish, and so there's no right and wrong way to start or finish something if you're getting the correct results, if you're getting results that you want. And so for you, when you're approaching mixing, like what is your first step?
So since I'm a drummer and most of my beats are like drum, or most of my music are drum heavy, I always start with the kick and the snare, and really start a foundation on that. Make sure making the decisions of parallel compression, or the levels between the two, the EQ between the two.
Okay.
And that just basically sets the foundation of everything else that I lay on top.
Y'all saw me mix vocals while I was doing gospel vocals. His pop vocal processing chain is a lot different than mine. Okay, so just kind of explain the general chain that you would have when it comes to like your lead vocals, or mainly your lead vocals.
Yeah. So usually I start with some kind of EQ to take out any frequencies that I don't want. Usually, low end, some annoying higher end, depending on the vocalist. So I would start with the EQ just to take out frequencies I don't want. I then start with a compression. CLA 2A is like my go-to. CLA 2A, making sure that the vocals are hitting it, slightly. I then go to a RS 56, I believe it is,
yeah,
and I use that. Yeah, the Renaissance 56. And basically, what that does, I like to add high end, the higher end, to give the crisp sound.
Yeah.
I then run that through the Renaissance, which is another compression. After I add the higher EQ, just to make everything pop a little bit more and kind of stick out. And then depending on the vocalist, maybe some additional EQ after that,
Okay.
debrother, de-essing, all that good stuff.
Good deal.
Then I run that through an effects chain that has a reverb of RC24 is usually my go-to, or some kind of delay, the H
delay.
Yeah, the H delay.
So all of these are available in the Waves plugin. We both have Waves, the Waves plugin so for those of you who are looking for plugins when it comes to mixing, that's going to really help your stuff pop out and sound better. Waves is the first place to go. That'll get you right. But there are others such as Native Instruments. The Native Instruments complete package comes with a nice package of mixing plugins to get your stuff going. And so one last quick question is, in pop today and hip hop today, there's a lot of 808 stuff going on. And so how do you produce, or how do you put together a fat 808 without having the 808, the sub bass, take over the entire mix? And then how do you make it punch? And still, how do you get that kick to punch through when you have an 808 pretty much running and driving the track?
Right. A lot of times, I think a lot of that depends on the sounds you start with. If you have a good foundation, and then from there, I guess side chain compression. So picking what I want to hit first and what I want to like subtly, not fight with each other. So side chain compression, and then also looking at the frequencies to see where the subs are hitting versus where the kicks are hitting. Can I compromise on the kick frequencies to without losing the roundness and full. Side chain compression, and also parallel compression as well, to make sure it sticks out. We're not losing it in the mix as other elements come on top of everything.
Okay. Yeah. Well, sweet, man. Thanks for your time. I just wanted to. You guys are gonna hear more from him as we're gonna get together. We're gonna be doing some production sessions. As I said, this month, man, starts production. We're getting ready to get into orchestration and stuff. Okay, because I got some film scoring to do. And so when I'm getting back on a plane early this morning, I'm heading back to the studio, and we're going to be writing some scores, all right? So stay tuned for that. Thanks for rocking with me. We out of here.